Hi, I'm Robert Sneed. Today we're here with Chris Willis and Bryant Davis. We're here to talk about the new Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Thank you for coming today, gentlemen.
No problem.
Glad to be here.
Before we get into the discussion, let's take a what Disney has in store for us.
Do you know this pirate?
Only by name.
Find Sparrow for me and relay a message from Capitan Salazar and tell him death will come straight for him. Would you say that to him, please?
Now, this is the 5th movie in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Do you think they will, or they should keep going? Is that too much, or they should just stop right after this film?
Seems like they're making them very standalone this year. I'm hoping they have a wrap up. I'm hoping they bring back a lot of the older characters. Keira Knightley, my boy Orlando Bloom, because let's just say he's the best actor in the world. Not really, but I really liked him as, I kind of forgot what his character was, so that's kind of bad on my part. But I'm really hoping from what I've seen from the trailer, it looks like they are bringing back older people, but I don't know. Unless if they end up just, if they kill off Johnny Depp in this one, I say let's end it there. Kind of like Medea. He needs to die.
I feel like they're milking this thing. The 4th one didn't seem to really add to the lore of the world that they had built, so it seemed like it was out of place. And now I'm like, is this going to be another one of those, or is, like you say, going to pull back the former cast and make some sense? But I honestly think, wait a few years, do the Star Wars thing, take a quarter of a century off, and then come back and make these films when it's interesting again. Because right now, I'm not particularly excited to see it.
The trailer looks cool, but
it does look cool, though.
And it makes you excited for it, but I don't know how the movie's going to pan out.
They should try to do a prequel to this series, because there's these books out there called Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow when he was a teenager. So it would probably be a really good idea to try to go to the prequels. Hopefully it turns out a little bit better than the Star Wars.
Which that could also make a great Netflix series or something.
Yeah,
that would make an amazing Netflix series. I can only imagine that.
All right, who's your favorite Pirates of the Caribbean character you remember that you enjoyed?
Jack Sparrow, of course. I like Jack Sparrow's kookiness. I always love watching him on screen, just go around making fun of people, being sarcastic, just drunk all the time. I love watching him. And then Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom's the opposite of Jack Sparrow. He's very serious. He's very, I need to get done. I need this. Jack Sparrow's always oh, we don't need to do anything. We can just sit here and drink rum all day. He's I can't drink rum all day. I gotta go save my girlfriend. He's but do you really? Do we really? We got rum. I love, and that's one thing I want them to bring back in the movie is the chemistry that him and Orlando had. It was really good. They played off of each other it was nothing. It was just they were going back and forth, making fun of each other, hating each other, loving each other. And I'm hoping those are my 2 favorite characters.
Speaking of chemistry, I like the chemistry between Keira Knightley, Elizabeth Swann?
Elizabeth Swann, yes.
And Jack Sparrow, because the same kind of thing. They're flirty, but they hate each other, so it's got chemistry there too, which is interesting with an established love interest already. But I also like too that she was a lot of times the hero of the scenarios that they got caught up in. So it wasn't always men coming to rescue her, but she was actually going out to rescue both her boyfriend and Jack Sparrow at different points in the series. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, just like what you said, when in the first film where Jack and Elizabeth were stuck on the island and they had that connection for a little bit, and then they wake up the next morning and she's burning off the rum, and then Jack just goes crazy. It's So yeah, you're right. There is a love connect. There is kind of connection between those three, and it's kind of. I hate that they're not bringing back Keira Knightley's character in this film, but they are bringing Orlando Bloom's character back in this. So there's rumors all over the web that this is Johnny Depp's last film as Captain Jack Sparrow. Do you think they can go after, or do you think they can go without losing the character, or do you think they can continue with it?
Most definitely not. If they lose Johnny Depp, if they lose Jack Sparrow, there's no movie. Let's just be honest. Like, there's other characters, but a lot of them are kind of, while they're still in the forefront, they're way behind. They're also behind Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow is most definitely the main character. You can't have a movie. It's going to be flat because Jack Sparrow is. Not only does he bring the comedic relief all the time, but he also sort of brings the trouble. Like anything they get into, it's always geared around Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow was the start of this whole thing. Jack Sparrow is the one who's gone and robbed somebody or screwed somebody over in the past, and so they're coming back. Jack Sparrow is the one that everybody hates. Jack Sparrow is this. So Jack Sparrow is the root of all the conflict, even though he may be the so-called hero. He definitely he's like the hero with the bad past. He's very anti-hero-ish, in a sense. So no, I don't think, if they do it, it's going to be terrible.
That'll be the best evidence of they're trying just to cash in on this name brand and make a sequel that's not needed, because he is the heart of the franchise, and it wouldn't work without him.
Like, if they did the prequel, then that wouldn't matter. I mean, like, they could probably have him telling little kids of his story when he was younger, but if they tried, like you said, that they continue with the sequels, then they won't work. But if they did with the prequels, then that probably would do something with the franchise a little bit.
It's kind of like the X-Men model, where as actors age, that's kind of like the only thing you can realistically do, except for this Logan movie. Somehow they're continuing on that story. But like going back and doing prequels is a logical step, which is kind of funny because we're working backwards in time instead of forwards. But it's neat.
Well, thank you, Chris and Bryant, for coming in today, and thank you for participating in this preview. That's all I have for this week. If you want to see the movie, mark your calendars for May 26, 2017. Next week, I'll be doing a Thanksgiving special on the Disney movie Moana. See you next time, and have a great day.
See you at the movies.